Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, overall, every video game doesn't need to be an extraction shooter. And I'm starting to see that a lot now, where, yeah, there's just a game that comes out, it looks like it's gonna be fun, you look at the tags, and it's an extraction shooter. What's up with that? My thing is this. I just remember back then when a game came out, it was different. It was unique. Yeah, if you coming out with a game in that genre, that's like after a while for the next game. I feel like we don't even have time to enjoy one extraction shooter because 10 more extraction shooters then came out afterwards. And I'm like, fam, my thing is this. The one and only extraction shooter that I think, like, yeah, everybody, it's either you're going to play that because people are going to look for the best extraction shooter. They're going to look for the one that's the most popular one out of them all. And I have to say probably that's going to be Escape from Tarkov. Now, I guess up until that moment when Fortnite decides to add an extraction shooter, my thing is this. Escape from Tarkov is going to probably be, in my opinion, be the only popular or only well-known extraction shooter. But when you got games coming out like Gray Zone Warfare, Project League, Incursion Red River, I'm trying to think of some other ones. There's this new one where, at least with that one, it's like a PvE version of extraction shooter games called Polaris. And I'm like, bro, like, looking at the game, you can't really tell when looking at the cover art. It's like, oh, okay, it's just another shooter game. And then you get to reading about it, and it's like, bruh, another extraction shooter? Really? And that's the thing where it's like because that's one of the main reasons why I have to say that's why extraction shooter games don't really take off that well, because that's a video game where it's like it's not based on the difficulty of the enemies. Incursion Red River is probably the only game that did that right. But my thing is this: why haven't they done one where it's like it could be a mixture of like how the progression is in Destiny, when it's like they have you go up against level 1 enemies and then level 2 enemies, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up into the highest number. Why can't they not come out with an extraction shooter like that? Why is it that it's either, okay, if you put it on easy, then it's going to be too easy. If you put it on medium, then it's a hit or miss. And then it might be a situation where it's like, okay, you put it on medium, then there's one time when you're really trying to do something or look for something, and then you end up getting killed because you can't really pay attention to the enemy that much. And then if you put it on hard, then you getting one-shotted by an enemy, and it's like, where was that even at? So that's what I'm saying. With extraction shooters, the difficulty is just, to me, it's all up. Then it's the stuff that you're looking for, you can never really find it. So if you're trying to look for the best weapon in the game, can't find it. You trying to look for ammo, can't find it. You trying to look for some clothes, can't find it. And I'm like, fam, then what am I playing this game for if I'm just finding the same stuff over and over again every time? Like, you're not telling me. And even if it was on some stuff like that where it like told you where or more enemies are going to be here, less enemies is going to be in this area, so that means like there's probably not going to be a whole lot of good stuff. Oh, there's a popular weapon that's going to be in this area. Like, give me a reason to play an extraction shooter. But if there ain't no reason to play it, if I'm just doing the same stuff over and over again, I'm like, fam, eventually it gets to a point in time I get bored, and then overall I'm like, I'm not even wanting to fool with that game no more. And that's how it's been with a lot of different video games, even outside of the extraction shooters genre. It just seems like that people are trying to make another video game, and I'm like, no, you have to make your video game. So my thing is this, if you're making a video game just like another one, fam, I'm telling you right now, unless you have sponsors, YouTubers, Twitch streamers, TikTokers, I'm trying to think of what else, Facebookers, Twitterers, I'm trying some MySpacers. I'm saying you have to have literally the whole internet behind your game. But the thing is this though, it's still not going to be as popular as Escape from Tarkov, because let Escape from Tarkov come to Steam, let it go to Epic Games, let them have it where the game is free, so anybody that wants to play it, all they just gotta do is click on the website and get a free copy of it. What are some other things? Oh, everybody is gonna get $1 million in the game that already done bought it, or if you buy it within this day. I'm saying they could come out with something and people are going to be all over it. Why? Because that is the most popular Escape from Tarkov game. So it's like, my thing is this, and I guess I to use an example, and I mean this could be like a hit or miss example. It's like however you guys want to view it, but it's like, it's kind of like there's nothing wrong with coming out with an extraction shooter, and I'm looking at it more so it's like there's nothing wrong with a kid wanting to get into the NBA. But if you're trying to put yourself on that same scale as Michael Jordan, that's not gonna happen. You gotta have your own wave. You gotta have your own thing going. So it's like people are looking at you, because my thing is this: ain't nobody go. Did I say Michael Jackson or Jordan? Fam, if I said Michael Jackson, I apologize. I meant to say Michael Jordan. It's just, look, I'm tired. I should be asleep right now, but I'm over here thinking of what game I'm going to stream. There's videos. I got a lot running through my mind right now. So the Michaels that exist in this world, it ain't fully hitting in my head right now, but I feel like I said Michael Jackson. I don't know. But anyways, but yeah, you overall can't put yourself on that same scale as Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan. You are your own person. All right, it's like that. Like, that's like looking at an NBA player and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna be better than Michael Jordan," and I'm like, "Okay, do you think you're gonna have shoes that sell out more than him? Do you think you're gonna be able to beat his stats? Do you think you're gonna be able to have more of a foundation in the NBA than he did?" I'm saying, fam, my thing is this: you can look at Michael Jordan, one of his teammates, Scottie Pippen, freaking Dennis Rodman. I'm trying to think of some other, Steve Kerr. Who are some other people? You can look at somebody that wasn't even really that much all that popular on the Chicago Bulls, but still, you're not even going to be on their level. So that's one of those things where it's like, because they are their own person, you are your own person, so you got to pave your own way. It's like and that's the thing with gaming. It's like, if you're not trying to be unique, if you're not trying to be different, I'm telling you right now, the game ain't gonna last. It's not. I've seen that one too many times, where when you look at all the different genres that became famous throughout the years, let's just go all the way back to survival games like DayZ and H1Z1. Rust, I had to say that's probably the only game that's really standing. But I remember when all that stuff originally started, that I think DayZ, let me see which survival game came out first. Which survival game came out first on Steam, I guess. I don't know. Generating. Fist, Forge in the Shadow Torch. What is this? Is that real? That's a real game. They said this game came out in 2021. No, that's not. Is this even a survival game? Do they even have survival in the tags? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. At times you'll Google things and Google just be having some old dumb stuff pop up. They talking about some side platformer game that look like a Cyberpunk Mario. Talking about oh, this is the first. You know what? I'm going to assume that DayZ, Rust, games like that, those are some of the first few games that reached the scene. But I think I'm going to say it was DayZ. I could be wrong, but I'm going to say that it was that game. But overall, though, I remember when DayZ was originally a mod for Arma 2, and everybody was all over that, because this is different, this is unique, this is something that we ain't never really seen before. You know, a zombie survival game where it's like, it looks like it could be like a Walking Dead simulator. Oh, I got to get on that. So then, and that's how, and you know what? That's why I say that Rust is, it paved its own way, because it wasn't trying to be like DayZ. It was, I don't even think, does that game even have zombies? I mean, yeah, it's overall a survival game, but it's like, it's its own different thing. And I had to say, that's why that game is doing good for itself. You know, then there's the one video game, Scum. It ain't really all that popular, but it's still in that category as a survival game. But they did make it different. They did make it unique. And that's why I'm like, that's why if that game, in my opinion, that's a game where I might not be playing it, but I can say that that's a game where I can give it its flowers. I can say that it is different and unique than Rust and DayZ. But overall, though, I feel like that a lot of people at that time being was trying to make a survival game. So there's the one video game, for an example, where I feel like that game overall failed. And I'm like, if anybody is even playing that game, let me just see what the player count is on H1Z1. H1Z1, player count. Let's just see what they got going on Steam, because I guarantee and I promise you it ain't gonna be a whole. Oh wow, actually 393 people. Well, I wonder how many people are playing Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. Now let me see about that, because I'm like always, I like going back and forth with that game at times. But let's just 52 players, bro. That is insane. It's less than when I was originally talking on that game. But anyways, but to me that's just crazy. That's crazy. Then in the 24-hour peak, 965 players. But my thing is this: at one point in time, H1Z1, because that was like the newest survival game to hit the scenes. So yeah, because I remember that was the whole reason why it was DayZ, H1Z1. I'm trying to think, what were some other survival games? But overall, those were DayZ was mainly the game that got me into PC gaming. So anyways, but yeah, H1Z1 had came out. And I remember Vanoss, I think at the time was doing videos on that game when it was just called H1Z1. Now it's called like Z1 Battle Royale and stuff. And I think they have one where it's like Z1 Just Survive and things. So it like the original mode, but they have it where it's now a Battle Royale mode, where that was, so after the survival, I think they realized that they wasn't going to be able to compete with all the different survival games coming out, so they figured, well, you know what, let's just change genres. Then they ended up coming out with the Battle Royale mode, and then a lot of people were playing that. I think originally whatchamacallit, dang, what's that, Ninja, he was playing that game when it was just the when they came out with the Battle Royale stuff. And I'm trying to think who else was playing that game. It was popular. A lot of people was playing it and stuff. Then at one point in time, it cost money. I don't even think that game costs money anymore. Hold on for a second. Let me check real quick and see, because I think that game is free. I think you can download that game for free. Z1 Battle Royale. They got its own little Wikipedia page. Yeah, that game is free, and that was a game that I paid for. So I think eventually it got to a point where they was all like, okay, like ain't nobody really trying to buy this game anymore, so let's just make it free. They made it free, and still people don't play that game like how they once was. This was at one point in time one of the most popular games on Steam, but you got to remember, there are games coming out left and right. So yes, there might be that one popular one that sticks out, and it might not be the original Battle Royale, because I'm trying to think what was. I don't really want to Google it, because I feel like Google's gonna have some old dumb stuff pop up. What was the original Battle Royale game? Let's just see. PlayerUnknown's is considered the first Battle Royale game. Was it really? Huh. I mean, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I guess PUBG, dang. I mean, Battle Royale games. Wait, what they say about Battleground? While Battleground was not the first battle, it was released in early access in March 2017. So it wasn't, so it's kind of like music almost, it wasn't like the first rap song, but I had to say it was probably the one. And again, talking basketball, Michael Jordan, he wasn't the first basketball player, he wasn't even the first to make a name for himself, but he was one of the greatest, and at his time he was definitely the greatest. All right. And yeah, so PUBG, so I had to say PUBG had, so PUBG must have came out first, and then it was doing its thing. It was rising through the ranks. And then I think, probably shortly after that, that's when H1Z1, they figured, oh, well, let's just, compete and stuff. And it was like, nah, bro, you guys can't compete with this game. It ain't no competition there. PUBG got its own thing going on. And I'm like, and it's one of those things where it's like, it's fresher, it's newer, it's better, people are gonna be playing that. And hold on for a second, let's just see what the player count is for PUBG real quick. Hold on, PUBG player counts, let's see on SteamDB. Dang, I didn't even realize that game was still generating players like that. I thought that game died off. Wow, PUBG currently right now has 284,783 players right now. And in a 24-hour peak, it's almost doubled, 426,793. And they had an all-time peak 7 years ago with 3.2 million players. Dang. That is crazy. I thought that, okay, it's going to probably be like maybe, 400, 500, way off. Way off. But see, that's the thing though, where it's like that PUBG or that game, that's gonna be probably the best. Is it? No, it ain't really. Battle Royale games. I was more so thinking survival, but I guess like it was in that fashion where it looked like it could have been a survival game, but then once when they seen that it was one of those battle royale games, and it's like, oh, okay. But then it's like when you look at games like Fortnite, where it's like it did its thing, and that was the thing though, because I think Fortnite, I think at the time it wasn't really a battle royale game. Fortnite when it did come out, because I remember I bought Fortnite when it came out, and it was not like a open world survival game, but it was kind of like one of those like zombie horde games, not horde, but wave games, kind of like Call of Duty Zombies or something like that. But it was more so like a base building, so you had to build a base, kill zombies, and then go on about your business and stuff. But then once when they did their battle royale mode, then it was like, oh, okay, like this is different, this is unique. And now look at Fortnite, where it's like they pretty much, they was like, we're gonna leave it up to the players to come up with whatever it is that they want to do in the game. And I think that's always successful for a video game, when you have it where the players get involved. But it's like, and my thing is this, if you want to just pretty much not listen to the fans, I'm telling you right now, it's like, overall, it's not going to work out with your guys' game. And I'm like, I think, with Fortnite, they listen to their fans. PUBG, I didn't really play too much of. I played it here and there, but I feel like they have to be listening to their fans if they got over 200 and something thousand people playing it and stuff. But then when you look throughout the years, then it's like, you have it where it's like Dark Soul like games, where it's like you see all these different games coming out, but it's like people are going to be playing games like Dark Souls and Elden Ring, because those were, I would have to say, those were the originals. Those were the games that really took off in that genre. And then when you look at like racing games, you have like the OG racing games, where it's like, there's a lot of games that might mimic an OG racing game, but it ain't the same. That's why when you see a lot of people where they're trying to make a game like Tokyo Extreme Racer, and it's like, oh, okay, that's cool. But then Tokyo Extreme Racer came out, and now you got a lot of people playing that game. And then what are some other, and at times, you got like talking on Test Drive, you got some developers where they just pretty much fall off and they just don't care no more. And I'm like, I guess you can't really look at them as an original. You can't like, you guys might have some good games back in the day, but it's like you trying to do something now. That's like Michael Jordan trying to do something now. It ain't gonna really be taking off all that good. Especially, my thing is this, especially if you ain't trying to go based off of your original formula. I guess more so, it's like if Michael Jordan was trying to mimic or do what somebody else is already doing. And I'm like, bro, that's not gonna work. You gotta have your own game, So it's just one of those things. And and leading all the way to extraction shooters, it's like you guys have to have your own type of video game. It can't be the same as something else. But at the same time, I think this trend for extraction shooters, it needs to stop. An extraction shooter game shouldn't be coming out every single day. Because I'm getting to the point where I'm all like, bro, I'm getting tired of seeing extraction. I'm like, that's a genre where if it was taken off of Steam, I would not lose no sleep over it. Because I'm like, there is just way too many extraction shooters. I'm like, nah, bro, there should be like a limit to that type of stuff. I'm like, nah, they're like Steam needs to have it where it's all like, nah, bro, you guys, if you want to, go on your own platform and release an extraction shooter. But I'm like, we got too many extraction shooters on our platform. Just way too much, bruh. So, but anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. Thank you guys, and peace.